That's a bomb news. I never said it publicly. So you're actually
the first one.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I feel special.
You're welcome. It is the best way that you can possibly use.
Yeah.
It's a science of food, molecular gastronomy. It only helps you understand things so you can modify things. Because if you don't understand something, how can you modify it? Mm-hmm. How can you adjust it? So it is challenging. Of course, it's challenging. The biggest challenge is dealing with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a totally different
spin.
Yes, because you look like something that you can put on a stand, like a fucking Gucci bag somewhere, and you taste it has an explosion, remembering of what you used to eat in your homes when you were a kid, and people had it very often. They get emotionally attached. That's the best rewards. More than a Michelin stars, more than anything else. That's the best.
Welcome to Cosmopolacypodcast, a place for laid-back, uncensored conversations with extraordinary guests. On behalf of the host, I'd love for you to subscribe and leave a rating.
Welcome to another episode of Cosmopolacy, the podcast where I sit down with extraordinary individuals who have fascinating stories to tell. Before we jump into today's conversation, I want to thank you all for tuning in, following the podcast on Instagram, and subscribing to the YouTube channel. Your support makes it possible to bring incredible guests and inspiring conversations to Cosmopolacy Podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's talk about today's guest. I have the pleasure of speaking with a true culinary visionary, Chef Andrea Camastra. Andrea is an internationally acclaimed chef whose culinary artistry has captivated both Poland and the world. He's a Michelin-starred chef, a pioneer of molecular gastronomy, and the mastermind behind Warsaw's NUTA, a restaurant known for its bold fusion of Polish, Italian, and Asian flavors. In this first part of our conversation, we'll explore Andrea's culinary journey, from his early inspirations and the moment he realized that cooking was his true passion, to the philosophy that drives his innovative cuisine. We'll also dive into his experiences with fine dining, molecular gastronomy, and what it takes to earn and maintain a Michelin star. Get ready for an insightful, inspiring, and flavorful discussion. Today's episode is brought to you by...
Imagine you can travel wherever and whenever you like. Imagine a one-of-a-kind exclusive journey where everything is made to improve your safety and comfort. Where the best trained crew is always there to make you feel like at home. Where you decide when to depart, where to fly, and which of your favorite meals will be served on board. Where you save time for important things while you're in the best hands to handle your needs. Welcome to Call and Fly, an exclusive fleet of aircrafts and helicopters ready to fly whenever you need them. A team ready to prepare your quote in 15 minutes and to depart within 2 hours from your call. While you relax, we take care of the rest. We're here for you 24 hours a day, every day. Fly anytime, anywhere. Welcome aboard. Call and Fly.
Andrea, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to sit down with me for this interview. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
You are actually the first Michelin-starred chef I have the pleasure of interviewing.
Whoa.
And the second that I've gotten to know personally.
Right.
Back when I was in school in New York, I worked at one of Jean-Georges von Gerichten's restaurants.
Okay.
And that experience gave me a deep appreciation for the culinary world, even though I never pursued it professionally.
Don't do it.
But today we get to dive into your journey, a journey of a chef who has mastered blending science and art in the kitchen, a star with a star. So let's start from the beginning. What sparked your passion for cooking? Was there a specific moment that made you realize that this was your calling? Did I hear correctly that you did not want to do it at the beginning?
Well, we can say that my parents had other plans for me. That said, I come from the south of Italy, which is like food is one of the main focus in every home as well. So you just grow up with your grandmas, with your parents. Everybody cares about food, so they have a really good ingredients, really good food. So foodie, we are all of us. But I was gonna go to the direction of medicine or banks or whatever, because my father was very into it as a profession. But then it happened that he passed away, and I was only 8 years old. So he was 42 at the time, so pretty young.
Very young age, yes.
Left a wife with 4 kids. So we felt the need of bringing food home. So that's how I literally started working in restaurants when I was at the age of 10,
Wow.
10 years old. From my mom's side, there are almost all of them are in the restaurant business. Who owns hotels, who owns restaurants, who was a chef, who was a hotel managers. So anyway, I had, was in the blood, let's say. And from the age of 10 years old, obviously I was going to school, summer holidays, 3 months, almost 4 when I was a kid. I turned 45 2 days ago. Jeez, 45.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So I just went to this very little restaurant on the seaside, a beautiful place. I'm coming from a really beautiful place. I just walked in. I said, "Look, I need to work. I need to bring some money home." And obviously, I started by washing dishes. And from that time on, I was going to school, and then on the free time, I went to work. Obviously, I was only 13 years old. So the owners of this restaurant where I was working, and the son, the daughter, they got me like a mascot, almost. Like 10 years old kid.
Of course, the baby of the restaurant.
Yeah, the baby of the restaurant. I got more into it. Well, I've ended up working there for 8 years until the age of 18 when I finished school, because I was going to school and I was working
at the same time.
And then I said, you know what? I kind of like it, and I think I can make it. So I always had my academical side and my gastronomical side working together with a strong musical side, because my father was a part-time piano teacher. So I got into music really, really, really early, at the age of 4. Then things happened. I went to music school, ended up becoming a professional drummer. So yeah, but always kitchen was the main focus, and I liked it, and I loved it. Growing up with amazing food, and I love to eat. So I think occasionally I was not meant to be. I'm glad it happened. Yeah.
Cool.
I regret it at times, but when it gets really hard, then I regret it. But yeah, sorry.
Who were your biggest inspirations growing up, both in your personal life and in the culinary world?
Tough question, because I never think about those. I never thought about it, simply because I don't want to say grow up alone, because that sounds, I've been abandoned to my destiny. No, of course I had family next to, but I had to work it out by myself since a very young age. So my grandfather, he was a big deal in Italy, very big deal in terms of banking and something. A very important person. He was in Masonry as well, a big deal. So he was an inspiration, but mostly because of the figure, this statue that he had. He was very respected. My father, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it much, but that much, enjoyable. But after that, as I said, I had a lot of people around me, and I have respect for a lot of people. But since a very young age, I had to work it out alone. So I didn't have a particular person to inspire or direct or yeah. Well,
yeah, I understand. Your roots are Italian.
Yeah.
Yet your cuisine is an intricate fusion. How did your upbringing influence your cooking philosophy?
I guess this artistic background, if you talk about music, because now all people they call chefs, we are artists.
Because you are. I mean, looking at your style, looking at your achievements, definitely.
I'm glad people think that way, but I think artists have to have a little bit more than that. So I think my music background, well, that's an art. I think this thing pushes me probably to look at things very outside the box, and it gives you a unique vision so that you can execute it. Then obviously you need your skills, because that's the only tools you've got to express your mind. I think that this artistic mind that I've got through music helps me a lot developing food. And I didn't want to come here and open like an Italian restaurant or a French restaurant, so get a Michelin-star. I have a strong background in Michelin-star restaurants. But I said to myself, you know what? Let's be. I remember because I had an interview on my very early stage here in Poland. I think straight after the first star with my first restaurant. I had an interview with somebody. I can't remember who and where. And he was asking me, why are you not doing your own cuisine? I said, what do you mean? Because talking with some other chefs in here, they said that they don't do Polish cuisine in Fontana restaurant because it's not refined enough. And I said to this journalist, it seems like a bit of a BS for me. I think it's a bullshit, because it doesn't matter what style of cuisine you're handling. It's up to you to make it into something else. So from that time, I got so stubborn about it. He said, you know what? Let's leave all this, the Italian and French, Spanish, whatever inside. Let's do it with Polish cuisine. People thought I was crazy. Well, from that day on, things went from better to better and better and better. At the moment, we are probably the only contemporary modern Polish restaurant worldwide, probably. I mean, in our menu, you will find things like pierogi, miseria, goulash. Obviously, they are pretty futuristic,
of course,
but all of them retain the sense of comfort food, because that's what it is real, what makes people want to eat. Regardless, 100,000 stars or Michelin stars or whatever it is, if I put in front of you your favorite food or a sandwich or something, you'll jump on, because it's a human perception. We love to eat because we feel comfortable with it. So it's very difficult to keep the soul or the integrity of the comfort food in any cuisine and take it to a different place. Apparently, we are managing really well. So
we'll talk about your current restaurant in a bit. I just want to ask also, what brought you to Poland? Was it a deliberate choice, or did it happen by chance?
Deliberate choice.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I was around Europe for almost 20 years before coming here. I never been here. It's a place that this is so stupid what I'm about to say, but take it. However, we watch TVs and something. I always associate this place like this Dracula movie and the Transylvania. Nothing to do with it. It's not far away from here, but you're a kid from the south of Italy. You think about all this dark street with fog and I'm always attracted very much to this kind of thing. I said, I've never been there, but let me go. Have a look at it. Then I found out that it's nothing to do with what I was thinking. But since I landed here the first time, I felt already really comfortable, and I don't even know how to explain this. It's like a skin to skin feelings. I always love this forestal side, all this the snow, the mountain, the cold. I'm a huge fan of cold weather. I hate heat.
Really,
I love snow.
Coming from Italy,
I know but this is why probably I grown up to a place that you're talking about temperature between 8 and 12 till 50.
Yeah.
So you grow up burning into in a furnace. So and I said to myself, I really like. Then things happen. I met my future wife almost straight away. Because of love as well, but I was not forced to staying. I had plenty choices. I was coming from 2-3 star restaurants in England, in France, everywhere. So I had a choice.
Yeah.
I could have just take her and
go anywhere.
I love it here, and I'm glad that I did this choice, because everything, all the best things that ever happened in my life, professionally and personally, happened in this place. But I felt really comfortable very quick.
So when you first arrived in Poland, what were your first impressions of Poland culinary scene when you arrived here, and how has it evolved since that time?
It wasn't the best, if I have to be honest. But it wasn't the best from a perspective of a person that comes from Italy and it was working in loads of Michelin-star restaurant, gastronomy on the highest level for a long time. So, but even though it wasn't the best, this would be over 14 years. The main point, yes. I saw this quick development, not only gastronomically, anything else. To me, it was really visual. Things were speeding up in here incredibly quick. I said, you know what? I think it's the good choice to stay here. And year by year, from 14 years ago to today, it's a different world, totally. I mean, some of the best restaurants I've been are here.
Wow.
I think it was like a month ago or so, no, less than a month ago, in the competition of the best pizza in the world, a guy from Łódź won it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
And the second place is another Polish guy. And in the San Pellegrino World 50 Best Pizza selection of a few years ago, like 7 years ago, 2 of the top 50 in the world were in Warsaw. There is a lot of goodness in terms of Asian cuisine. What hurts me, I'm struggling. I make this announcement the whole time. Stop open pizzeria and sushi bar. Open some karczmas. Open some Polish food restaurant quickly, because
people don't appreciate that. The people that open restaurants, they think they're going to make it exotic and different.
It's insane, because if you go to Italy, I don't know, 80%, 90% are Italian restaurants and 10-20 are foreign restaurants. I understand I understand we are in the new era of Poland, so it's we are in the beginning of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But now there is a lot of tourism, much more tourism. Foreigners are here. I can tell because I'm full of foreigners in the restaurant as well. So when they come in here, they want to try the local food.
Of course,
and we have some amazing products. I see. I even talk. We have.
Yeah. You're already Polish.
Yeah.
Well, the name of the podcast
really.
is Cosmopolacy. You're not of Polish origin, but you are here for a number of years, and you feel Polish.
Very much so. And this is I'm saying more karczmas, because what's a little painful is the fact that you'll have to really search deep to go to it. And one of my ultimate restaurant looking like would be a karczma looking like a restaurant, probably. All the wood and the skins and everything. Sorry for the animals. You can cut this one if you want, but it's a part of tradition, so you have to.
There is no censorship in this podcast.
Voila, there we go. It's perfect. The perfect person to be here. Then scandals are my middle name. Anyways, it is so comfortable. When the first time when I came to Poland and I entered this karczma, I will never forget this place. I felt to myself, because you can connect to what I was connecting stupidly when I was a kid with the Dracula stuff and all this bollock, and beautiful. So to me, the ambient is amazing. Anytime that I have visitors in here, I always take them to some karczma, try to find the best one. And surprise, I tell you what, I will be opening one sometimes soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Well, we'll come back to your future plans. Your cuisine is known for blending science and art.
Yeah.
How do you balance creativity with precision?
Well, creativity, it's precision, and vice versa. Depends how you see it. I call it a controlled mess. So of course, it depends which kind of art we're talking about. My vision of art, it's a lot of things that they will not make sense together, very messy, but everything in the meantime as an order, depends how you see it. So art at the artistic art, it is precision and vice versa. So it's not very difficult, and to me it comes very spontaneous. I'm very natural about it, just because I don't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a conversation previously with people. I'm not the guy who sits down on the table for hours, days, and months and trying to make a menu. You open the books, you hold your head like a fucking idiot. Oh, sorry.
It's fine. No censorship.
Invite me a bit more often. You're gonna have views in here today. I'm telling you. All in the head. I have to create. You must be an absolute idiot, because you're forcing yourself to do something. You can never be creative this way. It needs to come spontaneous. Whenever you feel like, if you feel like, if nothing comes to your brain, means that is not the right time. Maybe you don't feel psychologically ready, or the weather is bad for whatever reason. So everything to me, it's very spontaneous, day by day, since always.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never plan things. I hate planning things. I'm very, very, very bad at it. It's on a daily basis, very spontaneous. And anytime that I think I have the perception is the right thing to do, then I will go through the technical, because people very often they tend on separating those two things. I think is incredibly stupid, because they all need each other desperately. You start with an artistic thought and you finish with an artistic product, right? Mm-hmm. That's the beginning and the end. Only everything else through the middle, it's technical. Because how can you speak your mind if you don't have the technical skills to execute it?
Yeah.
You can write no matter what. Then from your fantasy, all delusional thought, to reality, all of a sudden you finish the thing, you say, what the fuck I was thinking for? This is horrible, horrendous, it doesn't even taste good, and I might have to practice a little bit more. So it's always a process of artistic, very technical, then comes back artistic. Once your technical sort, which means it's good to eat, it has the right texture, it's got this surprising element, the wow factor. And then you try to present it in the way that you started thinking about it.
Sure.
So they're always connected.
That's beautiful. Molecular gastronomy plays a big role in your dishes. Can you explain how you use it?
No. That's what everybody thinks.
No?
This I don't know what. Yeah. What? Yes and not. The way that everybody thinks that I'm a molecular gastronomy freak and anything else. No.
But do you enhance traditional flavor using?
I use it a lot.
Okay.
I do use it a lot. But it's not the flagship, but I use it a lot.
Okay.
Molecular gastronomy was invented from, let's say, the only, you can call him mentor, if you will, which is not even a chef, but he's a scientist, he's a PhD professor, and one of the biggest brains the world has ever seen. Okay. He invented the molecular gastronomy, and not by not, for fun. He does completely something else. He's the director of the Paris Agro-Tech University in Paris, where this molecular gastronomy was invented. And the reason for it was to give an embellishment to traditional food in the way that I always make this example. Once you're going out for a nice gala night, you have a suit on, you have a tie, you are immaculate. Before going out, you put yourself a Rolex, you put yourself a chain. That's the molecular gastronomy. It's just an extra thing to give a wow factor. And whoever knows how to use it very well is to maximize flavors. Because one of the main focus is to avoid using too much starches, because they have this capability of obscuring molecules of compounds of flavor. So get the flavor a bit less tasty. That was the main reason for. Of course, I have a really strong background on it internationally.
Sure.
But I use it now, probably, a bit more cautiously than 20 years ago. Because 20 years ago, you're young, you want to show to the world that you have a bag of skills, so you can do just about anything. You go to the plate and, look how much I can do. Look at that. If I see sometimes plates I was doing 15, 20 years ago, I hold my head and said, you're a fucking idiot, you know? Really? I mean, you really need to have a plate of food where you have 16 textures of beetroot? No, you don't. Yeah. So today, I do 16 plates with one of them. Maturing, then you use it better. So now, it's always a mixture of very artisan skills. That's what I was grown up with. I learned the traditional skills, how to make a bread, how to make pasta, how to make a sauce, how to make a meat, fish. That's my strongest background first.
Okay.
Then the molecular gastronomy helped me to give an embellishment. At some point in my life, I took over, sure, not now.
But now you scaled it a little bit more.
It is the best way that you can possibly use.
Yeah.
It's a science of food, the molecular gastronomy. It only helps you understand things so you can modify things. Because if you don't understand something, how can you modify it? How can you adjust it? You need to understand the whole process. If not, we do like a lot of people. We've done something, cross the fucking finger and hope for the best. That's not, you're not in control there.
How do you adapt your food to Polish tastes while maintaining your Italian and French influences?
It's Polish food. So
okay,
it's easy to get for everybody. And this is the most beautiful part, because at times, chefs, we forget that we are not cooking for us or for our ego. We cook for somebody else. We can be as famous, as popular, celebrity as we want to. Our job is to serve. We are servient. Sure. So, and this is true. We tend on forgetting that, because when we start to become Michelin-star chefs, we are not Michelin-star chefs. We start to become pop stars. So we start to fly high.
The ego kicks in?
Sorry?
The ego kicks in then?
Oh, yeah, it does. You can speak with them and say, no, it doesn't. It does. It does. It does for everybody. It's in the human nature. So, what we were talking about? Yeah.
The Polish taste.
Yeah, the Polish taste. So, it's always, as I'm growing as a person, it's always more and more recognizable for everybody, because everybody loves Italian cuisine. It's the most liked cuisine in the world for the past 100 years, since always, probably. So that's not very difficult for people to get, because it's something that everybody knows. But now as well, it's the perfect mixture of mainly backbone of Polish cuisine, with some of my heritages, a little bit of Italian touches, in Asian fusion when it makes sense. When it can be combined to the local cuisine. And that's when you have to be smart. You have to understand, does this really fits the normal scenario? Because I always say, I came out with this and I always keep it in mind. I always say to whoever I have to pass torch one day. I really believe that the difference between a good chef and a great chef is that the great chef is as well a very intelligent person and a sensible person. You have to understand when it's time to do things. So what we do now, everything, it's a very recognizable, and the locals are going crazy for it, and I'm so happy. I'm very, 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 very proud about it. Most of the people, when they finish to eat, I'm going on the table and shake a hand and say, thank you very much for doing it with our own cuisine. I see people crying on the table very often.
Wow.
Yeah, they have some tears in there, because some of the things, they are really... They taste very homey.
It brings them the memories.
Yeah, but it's a totally different
spin.
Yes, because you look like something that you can put on a stand, like a fucking Gucci bag somewhere, and you taste it has an explosion, remembering of what you used to eat in your homes when you were a kid. And people had it very often. They get emotionally touched. That's the best rewards. More than a Michelin-stars, more than anything else. That's the best. Because the restaurant entered already this list of the best restaurant in the world, like 2-3 months ago. It means something. It means something for the local, and it means everything to me. because
No, I really have to try your restaurant. I have to be a guest.
it's about time. Surprised I haven't been yet.
I didn't. I heard a lot about it. That's why I approached you for
Now we
this
know
interview.
each other, so
But
it's easier.
Yeah,
There you go.
definitely. What ingredients or techniques are exciting you the most right now?
Ingredients maybe like seasonal ingredients. I'm a person who likes just about everything, and there is a lot of goodness in here. Techniques. It's a really. I wouldn't know how to answer that because I really like everything to do. Everything that has to do with the artisan skills or the modern stuff, however you want to call it, molecular gastronomy. Or I really love the whole thing. I've grown up into it. I even feel comfortable sitting down in my own restaurant on the table without doing nothing, just sitting down in the evening and just look around. So I really like the whole process, not even the whole kitchen process. I like the whole restaurant process all together. Yeah. Nice. So I don't have any preferences.
Nice. You touched a little bit on it before. Fine dining is often about storytelling. How do you approach designing a tasting menu that takes diners on a journey?
And I am a terrible storyteller.
Yeah, you don't tell
food.
Story through your
I have sometimes I would have to be forced of doing it because it is. This is a controversial question with a very controversial answer probably. This storytelling. It's what actually it seems like it's taking over the gastronomy.
Okay.
To me, it's taking over in an unhealthy way at times, because as a human being, we like to go to exaggerations to everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes it looks like you even need to have a story if you want to progress professionally. I don't want to say it in the wrong way. Okay, I don't want to be mistaken. I'm not a guy who was sitting on his grandmother's lap picking the fucking groszek, or chasing chickens. A lot of people say it's questionable whether it's true or not, because you love to make a story. And I'm terrible with it, because very often I have such an intimate relationship with my job that it's hard to explain. Okay. I would do it romantically, probably. You would not explain to anybody what you do with your partner in your bedroom.
Well, definitely not.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Voila. So, did I make it?
Yeah.
So, very often I'm not even able to tell a story, but I'm very good in making them understand the story without me saying anything.
Anything about it.
It's even harder when I don't have to explain it to you, but you can see it. Of course, there will always be few words around things. You love to, but it seems at times that it's going to a length of an exaggeration, which is crazy. And I start to feel like if I don't have a story, if I don't have a voice, if I don't have social medias, which I'm terrible of, and I'm pretty much against that time. I'm part of the old world. I think the more the world is progressing for a good reason, but we are losing a little bit of romance.
Yes.
Towards
I agree.
things.
I agree.
So I don't have a lot of good words for social medias in general, for public relations. I love public relations, like we are doing now. This is the best thing, to sit down on the table and talk about it. Yeah.
Face to face.
So, but everybody needs to have a story, and actually you have to have one, even if you want to progress. So I don't think it's fair. I think it's bad, but that's the way it is. We have to accept it. I'm adapting, and I do my part of what I have to do. But I prefer you to have an interpretation of your story when I present to you something, but I will make always sure that it's very clear to you.
Okay.
And that's very difficult.
Perfect.
Because I always believe in this sentence that wise words were never spoken. So you love to be able to interpret it, but I will make it so clear to you that it's impossible for you not to see it. Voilà.
Okay. Earning a Michelin star is a dream for many chefs. How did you feel when you received your first star? It was with Senses Restaurant, correct? And if I'm not mistaken, it was awarded after just 13 months?
Yeah, so
That's
like
incredible.
like this one now.
So how did you feel when you received it?
Cool.
Yeah?
All right. Yeah,
That's a casual way of saying.
Yeah, because
Did you feel different when you earned subsequent stars?
that was not my first one. Was my first one in here.
Yeah. I'm talking about Poland. Yes.
Yeah, I was happier for everybody else in the restaurant because that was the very first experience for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a very altruist person, so I do very often more for other people than for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I know that somebody would have something to say about it, but I think I'm a really good guy. I'm a very good person. So I was very, very, very happy for people around because I saw all the joys, the first experience, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, just landed in this country. 13 months later, boom, you got to start straight away. Everybody was, whoa. So let's say that we are two, the godfather of the Polish cuisine. Me and Modest Tamaro, we are the godfathers. Yeah. We're even working together. So let's say that we started the whole thing really. I was very happy for people because you see that it's very self-satisfying to be one of the first one, and you're in a different country and everybody look at you. Yeah, we've made it. I felt good. I'm somebody who always wants more, so I'm never fully happy when the ultimate target is reached. But
it's just one of the steps that you're going for.
I was really, really happy for everybody else. And I felt good because it was like kind of a mission, opening a restaurant with a modern Polish food fusion and then taking a star. I said to myself, yeah, well done. Not overexcited or anything else, but yeah, I was happy.
Were you aware when Michelin inspectors were visiting your restaurant, or was it a total surprise?
It's always a
total surprise.
Yeah, it's always a surprise, but after so many years in it, more or less, you will not.
You'll
be
sense
sure.
it, right?
You can understand the movements. And sometimes the way they are asking for things or how they look around or something. You can have a perception. You can never be sure.
Of course.
But I think a couple of times I was right on the mark. So.
Perfect. NUTA, located at Plac Krzyży in Warsaw and also awarded a Michelin-star, is known for its fusion of Italian, Polish, and Asian flavors.
Polish.
With
a little
Italian.
bit of Italian and a microscopic of Asian.
Asian.
Yeah.
Okay.
90% 5 and 5, I would say.
What do you think makes NUTA so special?
Is it special?
I think it is.
Okay, right.
Well, as I told you, I didn't experience it yet, but looking at the restaurant on social media,
people say,
on websites,
that's what people say
in the news.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what people say. I think what makes it special, it's us, the people that they are running it. Every place, it's a reflection of the people that they are working in. I think we really make it special because for our vision in the kitchen and this wild creative mind from the floor people, which they are extremely welcoming, extremely normal, and we're trying to cut this formality stuff. In a restaurant, you feel very comfortable. You have nobody who is pretending to be someone else. All the boys on the floor are very cool. The general manager is one of my best friends. The floor manager is my wife. And then all the other boys, everybody is so naturally cool. And we hear this every night. Growing up in a different total environment, 2-3-star restaurants, but everybody is like incredibly robotically spotless. It's very formal, and you have 20-25 penguins and they're looking at you. You can't even move into the east. That was the time. That was the time of that kind of gastronomy, and I loved it. I've enjoyed it very much. Don't get me wrong. But now the world is changing a bit. We are going to more of a casual, and formalities, let's say. So I think our place, it is special probably because we make it this way. You really feel comfortable there. And everybody says it. When I go to customer, those are very cool, the boys. They come here, they explain things, they smile, they laugh. They're so natural, this themselves. How do you select them? Usual question. And I tell them, I need to sit down with somebody and talk for 5 minutes.
And then
That's all. Don't bring me CV, curriculum. They mean absolutely nothing.
Paper will take everything, right? They can put everything on paper.
Whatever you want to put it. I worked here, but what were you doing in there? Were you in charge or were you the last person to enter the place? You should not put in your curriculum. 5 minutes of talk, it's enough. Look, the guy is cool. If you don't have knowledge, that's what we are here for. Yeah. We'll give it to you. But we are not here to change your character or modify it. So we're just trying to take people that they are naturally cool.
Perfect. What are the biggest challenges of running Michelin-starred restaurant in Poland? How does it impact your daily operations and creative process?
I don't think there is any challenges. Okay.
Because running a restaurant is challenging. We talked about prior to starting the conversation.
Yeah, challenging.
Right? It's a hard job. It's a hard work.
Yeah,
it's not easy. Yes, people can.
If challenging means that hard work and really hard work, so yes, it is. Obviously, now it's much less than at my time was much harder. Even though now it's hard. It's a challenge as you want it to. A challenge as you want it to be. So sometimes I think that we make it hard for ourselves.
Okay.
If you know what you're doing and you're having a fun, then it's not a commitment running it. It should be a hobby and a pleasure. I don't want to call it a passion because this word passion, I'm fed up with it. Yeah, I'm done with this passion word. I've seen. We can talk about it if you want. I've seen some of the things about passion that makes me laugh. When you force yourself to make it as a commitment, then it's going to become hard. But this is going to become hard with any job. If you really love it and you're having fun. My motto is I want to come back home exhausted but happy. I want to wake up in the morning extremely tired but happy because I'm going to do something that I really like. So it is challenging. Of course, it's challenging. The biggest challenge is dealing with people.
Yeah.
Because now we are in a different world. There's a much more sensibility, and sometimes I don't accept it, and Sometimes I have this. I'm a bit old school in my mind, saying if I were doing it the very, very hard way, you should be able to do it too. But that was 30 odd years ago. Things have changed.
Yeah.
But who understand that makes it when they are next to us and they make it a big style. Because I am about to pass torches in this moment as we're speaking. Because I'm open. Because I will be opening. That's a bomb news. I never said it publicly. So you're actually the
first one?
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thanh you very much.
Welcome.
I feel special.
You're welcome.
And that was one of my questions. What are the future plans?
I will open probably a real 100% Italian restaurant. Because everybody's asking. But I think the time it's now. Because first we played with the Polish cuisine and we showed people, hey, we are capable, right?
Yeah.
Now guess what we can do if we open an Italian restaurant? Yeah. I'm not opening this. I want to take all the 3 Michelin stars in Italian restaurant. No. I'm opening that to be accessible for everybody. Even though I think the Michelin guide will be probably even they could even give us a star because I will polish around the edges. It was not going to be. It will be a traditional approach where you can just sit down, open menu, and select the dishes. You don't have to have the degustation menu. They will be done very traditionally, so very comfortable food, really delicious, fucking amazing Italian food. But it will be presented. It will always have that little Rolex we were talking about. With a much smaller version than what I have now in NUTA. This needs to be a really expensive Rolex. And this one will be just a touch here and there, but a touch to make you understand that, yes, it's a very comfort food. but there is a modern approach towards it. And this is going to come as soon as probably the end of this year.
Oh, that's soon. Very soon.
Then my next one will be this karczma.
Nice. That wraps up part 1 of our fascinating conversation with Andrea Camastra. We've learned about his journey into the world of fine dining, his approach to blending science with art in the kitchen, and the passion that fuels his creativity. But we are not done yet. In part 2, we'll talk about what it means to be named one of the 100 best chefs in the world, the future of fine dining, and Andrea's thoughts on Warsaw's evolving culinary scene. Plus, we'll hear some behind-the-scenes stories from NUTA and find out what the future holds for this extraordinary chef. So don't miss out the second part of our interview, coming up next on Cosmopolacy.
On behalf of the host, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and left a review.